Alright, so it's the gutter doctor here, and if you have yourself '04 Chevy Express 3500 box truck and you lost the keys to your ignition, I'm going to tell you how to bypass it here in just a second. So, well, I watched literally every single video on YouTube about this, and people skip over some stuff here. I'm just gonna, this is just a video assuming that you've already watched all those other videos and you're still having issues like I was. So what you need to do is get yourself a resistor. I found like a old soundboard. There was like a chipboard that came out of one of my speakers I had from a long time ago. I just took it apart. I used a multimeter. I switched it to ohms. I spliced together a couple of resistors with some solder. Just ran them front to back, just in a line, and then I measured the resistance. And before I started, I measured the resistance over here. When I went to crank it, doing the continuity test, and I read 2.7 k ohm, so I knew that's what I was shooting for. So I put some together to get 2.7 k ohm, which I did. All that said and done, made the wire, came out here, hooked up the wire, and how it needs to be hooked up if you have an 04, at least mine's this way. What you need to do is go to charm.io. It's a free manual website that will show you the diagrams and all that. You might be in there for a while looking through it. Just go to where it says diagrams, electrical, and then I found the schematic for my vehicle, and what AI and what everyone else is saying online is completely wrong for what this one was. So for me, up here by my ignition, it's not the orange, white, or black wire at all. It ended up being the tan wire in the middle and the yellow wire that needed to be spliced together. What you need to do is, I just took a lighter and I just heated away some of this tan wire here. I don't know if you can see that or not, sorry guys. There's the middle one's the tan one. I just went back a little bit and I used a lighter and I kind of exposed it. And then I just wrapped one wire that I just found laying around, a little junk wire like this. And then in between there, I just put my resistor and I put some shrink tubing over it. It makes 2.7. And then down here on the BCM side, which is down by the lower left, there's the other part of the yellow. And then so I just spliced it into there. I don't know if you can see that. Man, I'm horrible at recording stuff. Hopefully this will help somebody out there. So right here, there's the yellow. So it's just spliced in. I didn't even put heat shrink tubing on it yet because I just wanted to make this video quick because it's so cold out here. Can't feel my fingers as I'm over this already. And then what I did here, there's the other side of the yellow up here that I snipped, and I just put some heat shrink tubing on it, left it like that. So that's how I did that. That makes sense. And then what I had to do, and so you watch another video, you could probably figure this out, but it wasn't that hard to do. I don't have my keys obviously, so I just got this thing out right here, and to do that there's just two spots right here. I just pushed them in with a little pick and it popped right out. And then same thing with the ignition up here. When you went to put it into drive, all I did was, there's like a little piece of linkage right here, like a little clip. I pulled the clip off and I pushed that little button in and it pulled the little thing back. And so I'm able to put it in to drive now. I may still need to break the steering wheel. It seems to be okay, but I might have to end up breaking the little rod in there. That'd be the only thing I need to do to make this work. But I know it works now. And after all that was said and done, I did the 30-minute relearn, which is a pain in the ass, but you got to do it. So one more little thing that you guys need to know. I tested the resistance after I installed it on the system and before I installed it in the system. Before I installed it, it said 2.7 k ohm on my multimeter for continuity, for doing ohms testing. And then once I got it in the series here, and I got it in here, and hooked up or whatever, I went to test it again. It said 1.54 k ohm. And I'm like, uh-oh, there's something wrong here. I was trying to figure it out. And the security light just kept blinking and blinking when I went to start it for the first time. So I just waited the 10 minutes. Finally, the light went out. I did it again. Tried to start it, nothing. It didn't. Before, when I was doing this, when I had it hooked up to the wrong one, I had it hooked up to the orange-white before and going into the yellow, which is completely wrong. The orange-white is just your constant 12 volt. Okay, so you don't need to hook it into that. You need to go tan to yellow, and you just splice into the tan. You don't need to cut the tan all the way in half. You just splice into it. Anyway, after the third time on the 10 minutes, and then in between each 10-minute interval, you have to turn it all the way off, count to 10, and then turn it back on and try to start it again. You know, wait till the security light stops blinking, turn it off, you know, wait 10 full seconds, and then turn it back on, try to start it again, wait for the full 10 minutes. You got 3 cycles of that, and then it started, and it was good to go. So now I'll show you that it works. If my hands aren't too frozen here. Oh my gosh, I can't feel my fingers. Here we go. Where she lives. And there it goes. No more security light, none of that. Working awesome. Hope that helps somebody out there. Message me if you have any questions. Gutter Doctor out.